are back to the fashion icon. Today we have our friend Marvino again with he was a total success in the 2026 Miami Swim Week. And it was quite an adventure, I hear. So tell me a little bit about it. What did you have a name for your collection this year?
Yes, the theme for the collection was the art of seduction.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that. There was a lot of seductive girls on stage. You dogged it with that, bro. So, how many models did you have on that show?
Man, so I came down here this swim week after the success of last summer, and I ended up getting into 2 shows.
Wow.
So I did my first show, which was Nava Swim Week. Nava was his 10th year anniversary. So
Okay.
they put their own production together and they asked to be a part. So I joined them, and I joined them with 15 models.
Wow. Okay.
Saturday's show, I went into Fusion where I've started at, and
Right.
my roster was supposed to be 10. I ended up with 13.
Okay.
You know?
That's always good. That's always
Yes.
good. So, how did you go about casting the models? What kind of thing do you have going? I mean, did you just see a beautiful girl? You go for the walk? What exactly is it that you go about choosing the models?
Man, I feel I look for confidence, bold, raw. I'm not with the more so what we would call bubbly energy, the smiles, when the girls walk the runway and they're like this, or I just feel like that takes away. I feel like I want to be different, and I've noticed every other designers that we do walk around in the industry here that I understand it's swim, and I understand people want to be happy, and I'm not taking the happiness away, but I want when people look at Marvino's runway and the beautiful models, I want them to feel powerful. Like, who is that? What that outfit there, and who is that model? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the whole thing about modeling is, we have an old school saying that models are nothing but a hanger. Okay, whether you like it or not, but that's the truth. That when you're modeling or you're on a runway, it's not about you. It's about the actual piece that you're wearing,
Yes.
whether it's a dress, a swimsuit, or whatsoever. And I see, and I understand quite what you're saying. There's a lot of girls that have gotten the Victoria's Secret,
Yes, that's exactly, yeah.
walk and doing all kinds of stuff. And they're making these shows all about the model rather than about the feature designer, about the outfits. We want beautiful girls that know how to walk with a power walk, like you said, that they walk with confidence, because that actually is going to project what your outfit would be, worth for them. But in reality, it's all about the outfit. It's really all about the outfit. So that's a pretty good confidence. Out of the models that you got working for you, was there one model that just you were wowed by her, and why?
This was so crazy. My first show here was December 2024, and during the model castings, there was a girl, Eva Quayla.
I remember her well.
And she stood out to me, and I've hit her up, I want to say 50 times, and she never responded. Never responded. After my last show, she said, "I've been watching you, I'm ready."
That says a
And
lot about you.
it says a lot. It showed me, that the growth and just, the building process, and where I knew where I can get, So she's a beautiful model to me. I think that's my favorite model. And then
She is.
on top of that, she has her own clothing brand, which is so beautiful as well, So I was determined to get to work with her, and for her to reach out finally after I just kind of left it alone, to say, "I see you and I'm ready."
Well, and that's the way
everything.
that it's got to be. It's happened to me. Like the younger generation, they don't know who I am, where I come from, what my history is, or nothing like that. And I had a similar incident with a model last year that I was after her because I loved everything about her. She was beautiful, an amazing body. She was flawless on the runway. I said, I want to, get to work with her and all that stuff. Never responded whatsoever. And as God always places you in the right place at the right time with
Yes,
the right
sir.
people, I just walked into a very good friend of mine that works with Wilhelmina, and she was trying to get in, and she was at the casting, and I just walked in, and I mean, I'm saying hello to him. "Oh man, what you got? We gotta go do some Cuban cigars." Yeah, we started chit chatting and all that stuff. She just looked at me, and I says, "Aren't you the guy that reached out to me about collaborating?" I just looked at her and I says, me? No, I would have remembered you if I would have. That's it. Yeah, I'm an asshole. I don't care. It's like you didn't even bother to respond, and now you see that I have the connection, the hookup, and now you want to kind of
Yes.
like, hey, remember you try? No, now I don't want to hear from you, honestly. And unfortunately, a lot of models and even designers miss that opportunity. So, what is Marvino going to be, let's say, next year? What are you planning to? What are you bringing it up? Are you coming back in September or in December back to Miami?
I've been thinking hard on that. So I am on probation. If I wasn't on probation, I would be accepting my offer in September to Paris. But don't know what the situation will be until closer to that date. And if not, I will definitely be right back here in Miami in December for my next show for Art Basel. We just came off a big run. So with Novice Swim Week this year, he did the first annual model flag football tournament.
I saw that. I saw
And
you guys won.
Marvino won.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, Team Marvino. Thank you, girls. With that, we want to bring it back in December and do a unisex where you got the guys and the
Right.
girls to be able to co-ed.
Okay.
To play that, and I think that'll be special now that people got to see how the turnout was this time. And the slogan to that is we do both. You can be one day you can be pretty in heels and walk the runway, and then you can get
Yeah.
go score some
and
touchdowns.
I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do both. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Now, my question to you, I know that we were talking off camera. Tell me the pros and the cons, what you love and what you not hate, but it's a kind of like a hard word, but what you don't like about some of the stuff that you saw during Miami Swim Week.
For me, my perspective as Marvino, the designer, I seen nothing wrong. I feel like it was all success this whole week for me to come in town on a Monday, go to sleep Tuesday, get out there and win the championship at the Model Flag Football Tournament. That trophy mean everything now, you know what I mean? So to take that home and then go into Wednesday to the model fittings and the designer dinners that we had and we get prepping for that. Thursday went straight into a show that as a designer, I know what I'm creating. I feel like I do. Like the looks, and putting the models together is my hardest thing. But to see how beautiful the pieces look on those girls, I feel like I've never lost since I've started this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The girls, the models is very loyal to me. And I really think it's special. When I look at the other designers, they're even happy. So
No, and I am very happy for you. I've seen you grow since our first interview, and you've always so kind, and you're in the right track. You have consistency and determination. That's what really determines whether you're going to be a future successful entrepreneur and things like that. Now, what did you see as we were talking about that can be improved by photographers, models, producers? Some of the things that the takeaway that you can say, this really needs to be looked at.
I feel like the castings can be a big issue. I feel like I've noticed since I've been in the Miami industry, a lot of the castings start too late, getting up into that month of swim week, to where you got to, as a designer, I like to bring girls, models from other states, other countries, as a new face to get exposure. I feel like everybody deserves a chance, and not just where we're located. So when this girl's trying to book their flights or do these things that they don't know if they've been casted or not, and then you get casted 3 days before the show, now she's in critical position, you know what I mean, to get her or not. And I think that if we can work on those things even. You said something earlier about the castings. Sometimes I feel like they turn into a party. We don't want the models to think that this is a party. We don't want the outside viewers to see that this is a party. This is something we take serious, you know. So
and that's one of my biggest pet peeves on this show. I mean, some of the producers are bringing in, sponsors and friends, and everybody that says this media shows up with a camera, and they get them in there. They distract the girls. Oh, let's do a pictures here. Let's do the pic. The girls not in focus. The girls don't bring their digitals, and then they stand there for 5 hours on a casting when it just should be just come in, walk, turn in your composite. They like you or they don't, and you leave. and then they have the dancing going on, and it's fine. It's a party for some girls. They love that and all that, and they really don't get to network with the producers. They don't get to have a talk with a casting director. That because it's all so fast and it's just party, party, party. I mean, I have models of mine. They've been in line for 5 hours waiting to be casted. One of my best girls, that is their loss, she waited 3 hours and she still had about another hour and a half more for the casting. And she said, you know what? I don't have to do this. And they were paying on that one because other girls do it in collaboration. Some others do it to promote their OnlyFans or whatever the hell they want to do it with. But they were paying her. She says, it's not worth for $150 for me to wait 4 hours here and then wait another 4 hours for a 5-minute, walk.
Yeah.
So I strongly agree with that. So what do you look again in a model for her to be able to fit to your vision, to your styles, to your designs?
The power. I'll click on a girl. I'm gonna give you an example. I'll go to Instagram and click on a girl's page. And this might sound a little weird, but when you look in somebody's eyes, and you can tell when somebody's hungry, somebody's determined, or somebody's passionate. You can even tell when somebody's been through a lot. And I feel like if you can see that in somebody and you see that they're really still pushing, I'm gonna give an example. I was incarcerated, and I feel like after so long, some people feel defeated in life.
Right.
You have a very few that it adds a spark to them, to where it's like, I got to be more successful than ever. And I feel like when I see that, I might judge a girl if I see somebody that has potential that I like, or she's already like a great model. I see that she's a partier. I already know what type of piece to make for that individual, style-wise. I know I want her on my roster. I feel like when a model puts something on, I observe my girls. So when they put it on, they're like, this piece was made for me. It's because I've studied you.
Yeah, because
I didn't just pick you to pick you now.
It empowers them, and then if they feel good, they feel it, they can just walk that and be amazing with it, and they project your image. So that's the thing. And we got to talk about in another interview when you come back, talk about how incarceration actually empowered you rather than defeated you.
Yes.
Okay? Because it didn't take away for whatever mistake you may have done. You decided, I made a mistake. I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to show them that I can, that I am, and I'm going to show the rest of the world that they can too.
Yes, sir.
And I love that attitude about you.
Yes, sir.
That you never got defeated, that you always jump back on, and I seen your journey, and it's quite interesting, and I applaud every step you take towards success.
Appreciate you.
So tell me, Marvino, 10 years from now, how do I see him?
You see something like that Versace mansion I just ate at.
Okay. Oh, look to the corner over there. There's a Versace back there. That
Okay. Yeah.
it's following you. I'm actually gonna get one of my shirts and just go ahead and just hit it off if you can. I'm gonna show you one of my shirts so you can see it. I have a whole collection of Versace shirts.
Nice.
I actually have one that I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring it on to you. That's a very special piece. It's a 1997 special Versace collection.
Nice.
that I have. So I think that you can do it. You're in the right track. Nothing happens by mistake.
At all.
God has a perfect timing, and He puts you with the right people at the right time, at the right place. And I think that Marvino's in that righteous path to getting great things done. Okay. So leaving you with that, let's go into a photo shoot. Let's see this amazing, beautiful model that you brought us, so we can capture some image and people can actually see along all of that. Now, before we switch on over to the photo shoot, where can they get a hold of you if they wanted to get one of your pieces? Instagram, a website?
I'm more active on Instagram, which is Runway Vino, or you can also contact, obviously, the brand page, House of Marvino.
House of Marvino, just like that. We're going to put it right here so you can click onto it and take you right to it. Stay fashionable. Let's go ahead and show our beautiful model that she's waiting for us. So welcome back to the Fashion Icon. We just finished Miami Swim Weekend. Hey, over here. Don't be looking over there. Over here. I'm the one with the mic. Stop staring at her. What are you doing? Pay attention. Jeez, wait, you know what? I have to do this so you can see me? For real, Crystal, you're like getting everybody else's attention. Nobody wants to see me. Everybody wants to see the Vino girl, Crystal. So tell me a little bit about, I know that you're gorgeous, have an amazing body, and, you had great success in the fashion show. How did you get into modeling?
I honestly was just told that I should give it a try, and I just decided to give it a try on my own.
You came with a blessed package anyways. So what was your first show or modeling opportunity that you had?
I was actually a model for a makeup artist.
Okay, cool. So, and do you have your portfolio, composites? You have that together? Okay.
I do.
And how did you get to be in Miami Swim Week?
I showed up to a casting and got picked.
You did.
Just that simple.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, right. She just makes it sound. Yeah, it's that simple. Yeah, if I were you, it would be simple. You know how many hundreds, if not thousands, of girls have tried and they didn't get in. So I understand that you've done a few shows. Out of all of the shows, which one has been like the most exhilarating, the one that you felt most at home, and that you really liked the most?
My first show ever, which was with Nava Swim.
Okay. And then after that, out of whatever you've done in Miami Swim Week, which has been your best experience in all the shows that you've done?
I would have to agree to be the same one.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now, as far as what you're wearing, tell me a little bit about the design and the designer for this specific swimwear.
I'm actually wearing Marvino's. He's been completely phenomenal from the moment I started communicating with him via Instagram or through DM. He's just been amazing and kind of saw my potential and just...
Well, he has that reputation, amongst the brands. And, one of the things that I really admire on him is his determination, his consistency that he's doing around. And I love how he takes on new girls and give them the opportunity that many other production companies, they're like, oh my God, I don't know, should I? And he takes a risk. And from what I understand and hear from other models that have worked with him, he's really, done real well. The models are loyal to him. And at the same time, he has shared them to other brands that have actually collaborated with him and stuff like that. So how do you see yourself like 5 years from now as a model?
I see myself on a billboard somewhere, definitely, because I don't know, I just enjoy it so much, and I feel like I've become almost natural to me just with everything, and then the connections I've made, and even with Marvino and his brand growing and him actually giving me the opportunity, I'm completely grateful and blessed.
Yeah, no, and that's something that is really, really good. You said that people giving opportunities and networking. I'm always talking about how, you really, really really need to network. Oftentimes you models, they go in, you stay in your little clan and you don't expand your horizon to go talk to another producer, to another designer who may actually be booking you in the future. So tell me a little bit about the bad side. What did you see throughout Miami Swim Week that you didn't like or you think that it can be improved?
I think the castings, there's just so many girls, and then a good chunk of like the castings are outside, and then with the weather and just the girls in their heels for long periods of times, I think that was probably like the only
I've heard that
part
from a lot of girls that they're going over there. It's not even a casting anymore. It's more like a show, and the girls take like 5 hours, and then whether they're going to get there and know, and then you have all kinds of pretender photographers. No, let's do this, let's do that, and kind of like holds back everything. So well, I wish you luck.
Thank
We're going to
so
see you on
much.
the runway. We're going to see you in a photo shoot now. So people maybe pay attention to me for a little bit instead of this amazing, beautiful girl that Marvino has brought us. So, and we're gonna go ahead and talk a little bit to Marvino, a little bit about what he's doing, what has done, and how he's gonna go to shape the rest of the future of so many girls that is there. So stay fashionable. We're coming right back. Make sure that you subscribe, hit that button, and like me or love me. I don't care.